Hola, everyone. It is Friday and let it fly. 30 April 2021. Brought to you this week by Winter. I thought it was gone, but it came back. Oh, dear Lord. Had some big plans. You were going to get two videos today. The Let It Fly on Fridays video, and you were going to get an epic dry video. But this happened. So everything that was dry, everything I was planning to work on today is covered with snow. We got an inch. Oh my Lord. I am pissed. Not only because it snowed and ruined my plans for today, but because my wife said yesterday, it's going to snow tomorrow, and I said, you're full of shit. It is pouring rain right now. It's not going to snow. Oh, when she comes home from work today, I'm going to hear about it. So, I'm got to get a big thank you out to all of you. We surpassed 600 subs. As of the airing of this video, we are at 605. Thank you to everyone who subscribes and comments to my channel. I couldn't do it without you, or I would just be talking to like 2 or 3 of you. So thank you, all of you. And remember, pardon me. I have ask a question, get an answer. You guys ask me questions in the comment section. Just remember, my goal for this channel was to have interaction. So if you've got a question, if you want to see something, let me know. And I will do my damnedest to get after it. Sometimes you might have to wait a little bit, but I will get to it. And that gets us to the news of the week, which I have a few things. Now, I just got a notification probably 2 hours ago. RC four-wheel drive on the TF2 chassis will be releasing the 85 4Runner. So if you guys have one or wanted it, oh, there it is. My 85, I love it. What a body. And the one that RC four-wheel drive, I'm assuming it's going to be over $500 like most of their kits are. But it is painted up. It looks good. Of course, I already have one, so I'm not going to get it. But for those of you who like a true scale leaf sprung vehicle, you can't go wrong with the TF2. And once you break the leaves in, it's a pretty fun truck to drive, especially if you're like me and you like scale. That truck, once you break in the leaf springs, will drive like a real truck. So it is fun. I mean, that's a good, if you're building, a custom build and you want to build something realistic, get the Element independent front suspension and convert the rear end to leaf springs. That is scale. Still haven't done it because while the Element independent front suspension is a more capable independent front than, say, like a Tamiya, it's still big. And it you've got a bigger A-arm setup, but still it's tough to make a complete, well, I guess not. Real one-to-one cars, that's the way the independent front suspension is, a big beefy thing. So, going from that, speaking of Tamiya makes where is my note? A TT01 kit called the Land Freeder. Weird. Well, they have now released, it's not out yet, but it's coming. It's the Land Freeder Quad Track, which is a TT02 chassis, but it has tracks on it. And oh, what a build. I've got my Traxxas TRX4 tracks, which has, solid rubber tracks on it. I upgraded to the more aggressive tracks now, and it's a lot more capable. But being Tamiya, they are more, detail orientated. And if you've never built one of their tanks, you're going to build these tracks a link at a time. So what a kit build it'll be. And that is the Tamiya Land Freeder Quad Track. I have only saw pricing at one vendor. It's King Cobra of Florida. And he's got it listed for $319.90. He doesn't have any yet, but that's what he's going to sell it for. So typical Tamiya, you won't know. Does it come with one of their new fancy speed controls? Or doesn't it? Is it going to come with a motor or isn't it? I haven't found any info just yet. But that is probably going to be a fun build. Now, here is a thought in my head. So, Fred Williamson, those of you who have your own channels and have been on mine, Fred and I converse a lot. And if he's on your channels, he converses with you a lot. So, Fred is a diehard, gets an idea in his head, and wants to make his own vehicles. He's doing a Bronco right now, hard body Bronco, and he's building it from scratch. Now, GCM Racing, in my opinion, if I'm going to build a completely out of my mind build, I am going to buy a kit from GCM Racing. If you've never heard of them, GCM Racing, they're out of Canada. They have a C-Max chassis, which is outstanding. The frame rails are drilled like crazy, so you can design any kind of vehicle that you want using one of their chassis kits. Now, I have been known to have opinions on certain manufacturers. And other than Banggood, I am letting some of my dislike, I'm letting it go. It's out the window now. Because I hear about the Vanquish VRS 410. Oh, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's a heavily modified SCX 10.2, in my opinion, and that's all it is. I can go and buy aluminum from China that's a lot cheaper and build a SCX 10.2, for $800, $900, then you add electronics into that. I could build my own kit pretty nice. And I can go on Amazon and buy Chinese stuff. You know, aluminum is aluminum. You know, when you make something out of aluminum, you can take the rest of the waste product, melt it back down, and use it over again. So I don't see why some things have to be so expensive. But I'm letting that go. Because GCM Racing makes such good quality parts for the dedicated builder. They just, for the first time ever, it's a small company, tiny. They got a bunch of their people together and they made their first ever ready to run vehicle. Only 5 of them. And in American money, it was a $2,400 kit. And I would have dropped that money in a heartbeat. For the C-Max 2, their newest version, ready to run, I would have just thrown that money down. So, I apologize for all my Vanquish bad talking because, yeah, the people that have it, yeah, you might like that. But just the fact that I saw something from a company who I completely respect, a small company, small owner, who GCM Racing, you can watch the owner making YouTube videos working in his workshop just like this. Which, to me, that endures a company to me more. When I see an owner of a company, just like the rest of us, in our little workshops, taking things from other companies and modifying them. You know, and it's not stuff that they turn around and he offers. It's just him, like the rest of us, having a good time with the hobby, which that to me is excellent. So I am done with the VS410. I will not pick on it anymore because, you know, spending $800 and then maybe $1,200 all said and done once you bought everything else, that's really not anything compared to $2,400. And right off the bat, the minute I got the video and watched the video, I ran right over to their website. So I was a little kid in the candy store, and my wife would have killed me. She'd have found out I just spent $2,400 on an RC car. Which is funny because, you know, there's plenty of money around, but one car would have been the difference. But moving on from that, I started to tell you about my epic drive video. I have my first adult beverage of the day is disagreeing with me. My epic drive video, which would have showed you some of the things that I've gotten done on the outside course. What did I get done? I've gotten my secondary areas all rocked out. I've got it full of that crappy dirt I was telling you about, the fill dirt. I cleaned out an area. I completely got rid of it in one area. Got a bunch of compost. What the hell else was that other stuff? Oh, potting soil and then topsoil. I decided I was going to revamp a whole area that was old, probably not very nutrient-rich dirt, and plant me a nice big grassy area in the backyard course for some, you know, aesthetics. Got that all done, got the dogs out of it last night. It rained. I was like, that's going to be perfect. Oh, my grass seed. And then it got covered with snow. What the hell? So, as of last night, It was dry. My few puddles in the back area, I'd pumped them out. Oh, it just pissed me off. Today, I was going to tear out another section that was old and make it all new. That's why we're back at the workbench instead of the table area, because the table is holding a project over there. I'm not showing you. And that project was supposed to be out there for my epic video. But I didn't get that tore out today because just enough, I could still pump my water, but the dirt was hard now, and I didn't feel like digging that up. But Monday, I will be heading over, hopefully the next 2 days. It's going to warm up again. The snow should melt. I can get this up. Hopefully, if I'm lucky, I can make my epic video on Sunday. But we'll see. But Monday, I'll be heading to the quarry to get some rocks to start filling up my area, my new area, with double rocks. My goal is to make this big and challenging enough that I can start testing all these trucks out there. All the trucks that were on the Versus Challenge can get out there to real terrain where the tires are dirty before they get on the rocks, and we'll see how they really perform. Because as I learned from the Versus Challenge, smooth wood is not the best test. And I glued a lot of sand and rocks to it, but some of the more powerful trucks just tear it right off. So hopefully we'll get out to some good terrain, get this all set up this year so it can settle this winter, and then next year it'll be totally different, but it'll be there and established. So, because it's getting nice, my buddy's coming over tomorrow. He's getting his boat out of here so I can get one motor out of the workshop. I'll get my motor out of the workshop, put that on my boat so I can get the workshop all cleaned out. Because right now, that's one of my sawhorses. My other sawhorse needs to be in here where this kind of project that I got sitting here needs to be sitting on some sawhorses and not taking up my work table. But we'll show this first. So it was a joy that I got 2 of these FS models F1s. Here is number 2. And as you can see, I've been putting it through its paces. And I will tell you, I think I finally figured out RC with my dogs. SCX24. My dogs hate this thing. They hate it. It makes them crazy. It's slow and small. It's got to be the small. Makes them crazy. This one makes them crazy, but it's bigger, a little bit bigger, and it's pretty sturdy. They've knocked it over and rolled it. It's got mud on it. So far, this is a fun little truck for what it is. Now, the other one I've been working on, the detailing. So these trucks are both the same. This one comes with, it's all one color. So this one, I've done up the fender flares. What a difference that makes. Did the hinges. I've got the hood hinges all done. There's nothing on this one. I painted the wheels, which these are actually a pretty good looking Jeep wheel. It sits a little high. I've still got to do the other side. It's small. What a pain it is to tape it all off to paint. The, oh, hey, I don't even have the tire mounted. Tires come off. You know, it's a fun little deal. But the dual rate that I thought it was called on the radio, this little switch I was telling you about, it's not dual rate. It's like the TRX or the SCX24, where you've got the different settings for the speed control for, like, say you want to give it to your kid. That's what this is. So when you crank it up all the way, it's got better low speed control because it's more powerful. And then you crank it all the way down, that's why it can't climb over things. So I was playing with that yesterday outside while I was traumatizing the dogs. So this one's getting done. My big project over here is done. Let me think. That's halfway done. I worked on my trailer and got all my wood mounted on my 3D printed trailer from Arctic Wings RC. I've got a little more, just some tiny bits to touch up so I can get it outside and test it with my Desert Runner JD models. But every time you get 2 projects done or 1 project done, you pick up another one. So a lot of you, and myself included, think that the Red Cat Gen 8 needed an interior. So I had gotten a UMG Axial UMG interior, and I'm gonna try this out. Just mainly because it's got a body, it's got a guy in it, and I can have a head on it. Let me see, it's got all kinds of dashboard stuff, and actually the dashboard stuff that was in it looks kind of old school. So that was part of the reason I opted for this one. Just to see, there's not a lot of companies that make, you know, interior. Proline's got a bunch, but I put one in my daughter's, her Jeep Wrangler. And, you know, it doesn't have a guy in it. I think it's a big thing is the person in it. So I think that I'm going to have to trim this out pretty good because it was made for a round windshield, not a straight windshield. But we'll see how that goes. You know, it looks pretty easy. I got plenty of Velcro where I can put Velcro on the sides, just Velcro it in. And if I don't like it, I can take it out. So that's coming down the road. Let me see. We got cleaning the workshops taken care of. The projects, let me think. I got another project over there, but because I'm expanding my outside area, that one I'm not sure about. I have to get better dimensions. Once again, it would have been nice to get out there and maybe cut some stuff, but we'll worry about that later. And that's about it. Some short shout outs this week. We have got Mark Cyberwiz, John Rushing, Red, White, and Blue, America, Radio Controlled and More, Pinksy, I think that's how I might say that, Pinksy. I appreciate all of you that comment, and hey, we're so many more of you who are regular viewers, regular commenters. You know, we're slipping in the few new guys, but hey, from week to week, it's the same people generally commenting on every video. I appreciate and I thank you guys for taking the time to watch my silly little videos. Friggin' snowing again. And I thank every one of you who helped get me up to 605 on the subscribers. Let's keep growing the channel. Let me know what you want. I'll see what I can do about it. If not, I can point you in the direction to somebody that can. So until the next one, Thanks for dropping by.